Mmekuwa watu ambao mmefungua roho zenu. Na of course hatutamaliza yote siku ya leo. This is just but the beginning. Let me start by saying we started this forum so that we can interact. And you can see as much as possible, I was more generous with the chiefs, assistant chiefs and OCSs and the members of public. Because nikitaka kuonana na ACCs, but nikitaka kuonana na deputy county commissioner, ma county commissioner, ma county police commander, itakuwa rahisi. But most of you wenye mko bottom, before you reach up, itachukua process. And so it was important to listen to your ideas. And I've recorded a number of good ideas. Like I've told you for the last, we've now reached how many, 4 months or so, we have had so many ideas that have improved our policies ya kupeleka mbele. Kabla sijajibu yale mmeniuliza, wacha niseme yangu pia kidogo. Kwanza, let me say, we are here, like I said earlier. We are everything, security, for this county. So the well-being of this county is on us. Kuna chief alikuwa anaongea pale akasema, watoto wetu wamepotea, watoto wetu wanakunywa pombe, na watoto wetu wamepotelea banki. Sasa kama chief ataniambia hivyo, kama watoto hawajachungwa vizuri kwa shule ama familia na wako society, na yeye sio mtu mzuri, sio tabia mzuri, ameharibika mtoto, sasa shida yake penye anapata bangi na pombe haramu ni wewe. Because wewe ukiondoa bangi hakuna kitu atavuta, na tukiondoa pombe hakuna kitu atakunywa. Of course we have no control about good alcohol, but I'm saying hii pombe haramu na hii ingine ya bangi ni jukumu letu sisi. We are the ones who are solving this problem. Na mimi nataka kusema hakuna kitu, niliambia one of the kikaos, hakuna mahali bangi inauzwa na pombe haramu inauzwa bila support ya chief na OCS. No, si ni ukweli? Yaani unataka kuniambia pombe itauzwa mahali na chief ajui? Na ni location yake. Kama inauzwa kwa location yako, unajua hatutaki kuanza hii society yenye mpaka waziri afike ndio pombe ipigwe, pambane nayo. Kuna wakati President Uhuru was in office and we were with him. I was his majority leader. Wabunge walitembea hapa yote kumwaga pombe. Mwaka pombe, pigana na watu, ku arrest watu. Lakini hiyo sio kazi ya wabunge. Yeah? Kuna mtu, hiyo ni kazi yake every day. Every day, that is your job. If everybody does their job every day, we will not need big men to come to roll around, wandering around saying that they are going to clear pombe na banki. So I want us to be diligent, like we have succeeded in doing in many other counties tumepitia, na waomba kwa heshima. Tuchukulie hii kazi yetu more seriously. Na ikue kazi yako ya kila siku kupambana na ile kazi umepewa. Kama vile bwana chief alisema, chairman wenu, hii ndio kazi tulitafuta. Wangapi chiefs waliandikwa last year? Ama 2 years ago, unaona? Wana chief, wakati ulikuwa unauliza hii kazi ulijua hakuna ofisi na hakuna motorbike? Si ndio ni ukweli? Hata ukikuja, hata wakati ulienda interview ulijua tu haina motorbike. Si kwa sababu wewe ni mtu ya hiyo location. Sasa wakati ushaingia ofisi, motorbike inakuwa ni excuse. Please be seated. Let's not look for excuses. Kwa sababu tulitafuta hii kazi. Askari akiomba kazi, anajua ni salary ni ngapi. Anajua anaweza tumwa anywhere in the country. Na anajua kwamba inahitaji certain level of sacrifice. I will answer all these other welfare-related issues. But the first thing is to have the right attitude and the right passion to serve your people. Wewe chief na assistant chief, wewe ni mtu wa community hiyo penye unatoka. It is therefore expected that you have a long-term interest in the location and sub-location where you come from. Na ni itabidi uweke bidii kwa kazi yenye unafanya. Wewe chief na assistant chief, you are not, even though you come from that community, you are not an officer of that community. You are an officer of the Republic of Kenya. So you are expected to behave juu kidogo. You are of Kiambu. You are from Kiambu, but not of Kiambu. I am just paraphrasing a biblical verse. You come from this county, but you serve the Republic of Kenya. You must carry yourself with the dignity, stature of a national or a national government officer on the ground. Therefore, there are certain values and principles katiba ina insist yenye lazima ujifunze. Article 10 of our constitution. You must participate, help the people understand. You must have values. You must exercise patriotism. Hakuna vile utakaa hapa kwa Kiambu na wakati watu wanaongea hapo mambo yao ya local, wewe unasema unajua sisi kabila yetu lazima tunyoroshe kabila ile ingine, sisi tumeonelewa chief ati kuna chief anasema one time. I mean, even if you don't agree with the government of the day, you are supposed to serve. Wewe utaserve hii serikali, utaserve ile itachakuliwa, utaserve ile itachakuliwa kwingine. Your role at every time is to carry yourself like a public servant. You know, let me tell you something. You know, I see some people circulating my clips around there. Let me tell you something. The stability of a country is its public service. Tumeelewana? The stability of the country is its public service because it transcends governments. So to keep it stable, you must remain focused. Kama there is law enforcement, you enforce the law. Kama it's about standing firm, you stand firm. Sometimes kwa hii kazi nilipewa, I mean it's different from other jobs. Let me just say I wish. It's different from other jobs I've ever held. Because what we are doing here is about life and death. Ukweli ama si ukweli? And it's about stability of this thing called Kenya. So to keep Kenya together, you don't want that your tenure, when you are serving in any place in this country, you fail the test of holding the country together. Wewe ni ofisa umetoka another place, you are serving in Kiambu. Unasema wacha hao watu waumie na pombe yao, wazame, wavute bangi, si ni watoto yao. No. You have a responsibility in Kiambu just the same as the responsibility you would have had in Lamu, where you are born and brought up. That is why you are an NGAO officer. You are a national government officer. So Article 10, principle of patriotism, must apply. Be diligent. Understand your job. Love your job. Kuna sehemu mimi naenda wananchi tu wanasimama wanasema, huyu OCS, unaona huyu OCS, ongezea yeye. Ukipata hata cheo, please, IG, promote this officer on merit. Why? Because of their contribution, their commitment, their innovativeness. Anafika hapo, hakuna nini, hakuna kitu police station, ana mobilize local community wanakuja, wana clean the place. Sometimes they do things that are more innovative. That's why you're an NGAO officer. You are more creative. This thing of saying you foster good relationship with the community. Bwana OCS, usiende ujifungia hapa police station. It's your job to interact with the community. That's where you get information. Serve those people with diligence. Wewe ni OCS wa area na unakunywa pombe. Wewe unastaka ukifika police station unakuja unasema mimi ndio OCS ya hapa na hakuna kitu mtanifanya. Yaani hata watoto wanakuenjoy. OCS, kuna polisi hao wenye wako police station yao wanakunywa pombe. They are addicted alcohol. Instead of keeping them there to become an embarrassment, bring them to the attention of your county commander, waende rehabilitation, sio wakae kwa police station, so that the dignity of the place is protected. You know? Otherwise, how will you enforce the law in an area that people don't trust you? Number two, in that same spirit, know your job. Chief, unaenda baraza unaulizwa ni shilingi ngapi? Raia anauliza tuna register SHA na shilingi ngapi? Nasikia chief anasema mimi sijui sana, hii mambo ya SHA haijaniingia sana, lakini naomba tu nyinyi kuregister, unajua. Na hata kuna chiefs wengine wanasema fanyeni tu kwa sababu mimi nataka kuchunga kazi yangu. Raia wanakuona wanasema hii mtu hataki hii job ama amini hii vitu yenye serikali inasema. You need to take time to know your job, and you cannot be an expert on everything. You are entitled to, you have the benefit of having people who know something in the community. One of your barasas, peleka kijana moja, peleka expert moja, aende aongele, unaambia watu kabla sijakaa chini, huyu mtu anaelewa sana hii subject, wacha aeleze nyinyi vile hii inaendelea. Anaelewa mambo ya rehabilitation, anaelewa mambo gani. Exercise, take the advantage of the expertise that you have in your community. Also you yourself, enhance your knowledge. Ongeza kitu, enda mbele. Number 3, corruption. Yenye inatumaliza sasa kabisa ni kitu kidogo. Hiyo ndio inamaliza hii sekta yetu completely. Completely. Ule bwana wa traffic aliongea mambo mzuri. Kitu yenye haku niambia tu ni kuniambia na hika kitu yenye askari akiona matatu anafinya, hata ni kama washajiwana, ukifika tu hivi mkono inaendanga like a machine yenye ishakuwa established over the years. Nani wapi ule traffic guy? Nyongeza bana. What is all this thing? Yenye mtu ako na crown kama wewe kabisa, mtu mheshimu, anaheshimiwa. Akiona matatu tu anakaa hivi kando na tauti hivi na mikono inasonga ikisonganga. How do we end this thing? Wewe fikiria tu, lakini sijasema ujibu sasa. Hiyo ndio kitu moja ungevaa uko umesemea hapa bwana Nyongeza. Because hii ndio inatupatia hata ranking tuko number 1 kwa wizara. Kwa sababu ya mambo ya hongo. Chief unaambiwa sign kitu kwa mtu, unasema kabla sijaweka sahihi ya chief, leteni ya wino. Hata wanasema chief. I'm glad the chiefs and assistant chiefs, na wacha niwapatie habari nzuri. Tulifanya utabiti recently. Tukapata of all public servants, the most trusted, wajana politicians, wajana hata ministers, wajana nani, the most trusted public servant is a chief and assistant chief. Lakini imagine sasa kama mngetia bidii kidogo tu, tungekuwa tunaenda hivi. And that's why it's important for us to take our job seriously. Corruption ndio inatuumiza, na I want us to take it seriously. Of the things imesemwa kuhusu Kiambu hapa, kuna mambo matatu ningetaka kuemphasize vile nimeketi na watu wa security. Number 1, mambo ya alcohol na drugs. Alcohol na drugs. Kidogo mmepambana na ile muratina na changa na nini. But we still have adulterated ethanol na hii cheap spirits na nini ambayo inauzwa, inaumiza watoto wetu. Na ukiona kitu inauzwa cheap, suspicion number 1 tu, ukiona kitu inauzwa cheap na inauzwa kwa duka lakini ni cheap, suspicion number 1 ni kwamba kuna kaukora imewekwa hapo. Hata kabla hujaona vizuri, as they say, if the deal is too good, think wapi? Twice. We have to institutionalize our fight against illegal, adulterated, illegal alcohol, mambo ya drugs na hii yote pombe mbaya. Na tumekubaliana leo we have 100 days of rapid results initiative. 100 days to make sure that we sort the place. We will also work in the county with some team that will come from the headquarters to help you. We are targeting, our main target is the manufacturers, especially the manufacturers who have the right factory and then they put satellite factories kwa slum areas kama Kiangombe, kwa Thika, and some other places where they go and hide, but they bring from there, come and sell it through the factories that have been licensed in Ruiru and other places. We will help you, but also county commander na team yako, you must take very decisive action. The reason why hii kazi inaenda hivi alafu inalala is because once we do one operation, the criminals realize or the perpetrators realize it is very painful. What do? They compromise the officers. Wanalipa hongo. These people also are extremely well connected. You know that? They are very well connected. Kuna SCC aliniambia kwa Kericho. No, kwa Nakuru. SCC. Alikuwa anafanya kazi Kericho. Akaniambia, mkubwa, unakaa umepambana na pombe, alafu siku moja muuzaji wa pombe anakuambia you will be transferred. Kabla hata uja process hiyo maneno, in 2 days unapata barua ya transfer. So wanasema kumbe mtu ya pombe is more powerful kuliko mimi ni ACC wa serikali. We have agreed in our headquarters and through all our teams, nobody will be transferred at the behest of a request of another person or for political interest. We will not allow that issue. That does not mean that we will not receive complaints. Tabata complaints from elected leaders, Tabata complaints from business people and so forth. But nobody will be touched without credible investigations. Especially officers who are doing a good job. They become victims ya mambo yenye wanawekelewa. Ukiona mahali mambo ni kila mtu yani askari anapendwa na kila mtu na hakuna mkora ana complain, hiyo mapenzi ni suspicious. So we are happy when some characters are complaining about our officers, especially the suspicious characters, not the good public servants. So we are going to have to deal with this issue. We must, in another 100 days, we must come back and we must get a proper report ya kwamba Kiambu has improved. From last year we have improved, but we can do better. We can still do far much better. And we are going to reward officers who are going to do a good job. We reward them with promotions. We reward them with good things. Officers wenye wamekuwa familiar na hii environment, wameshikana wakora, they will be transferred to another place, especially those who are got used to hanging around here for a long period of time. Mimi sijasema mwenye ameiba, amefanya ukora, amefanya nini, hiyo atastakiwa. But if someone is so familiar, amekuwa lazy, hakuna haja tuweke mtu hapa amezoeana, yeye ni shareholder ya bar ambayo inauza bad alcohol, na kuna mtu Tana River amekaa 10 years kwa operational area. Lazima tubadilishane kazi. Huyo aende operation, ule mwingine pia akuje afanye hii kazi hapa. Pengine atapata hii is a bit more lighter to do the job. For chiefs, kwa sababu hakuna pa kutransfer, njia yako ni ya kwenda tu nyumbani tuandike another chief kutoka hiyo village. You know, we take these things very seriously, and we get the reports. We get the security reports. Kiamba, banana, pombe imeendelea kuthrive, na vijana hapo kwa stage wanaendelea na bangi kwa sababu the OCS hapo and the police officer in that place is part and parcel of those who are giving protection to this and this and this. We will deal with that situation directly. So we must become a bit more serious. The last thing, the second issue, or is it the third issue? Gangs. We must not allow the resurgence of any form of a gang in whatever name to operate in Kiambu County and Central Region. It's important for us to deal with it as early as possible. There is no excuse ya kusema ni wanasiasa, ni politicians who are bringing this. That's not our excuse. Sisi tunaendea mwenye amechoma police station, we go for that one. Mwenye amechoma SEC office, we go for that one. We charge them for terrorism. You know, we are not doing these things so that it benefits us. And, to preserve the state is an extremely important exercise that we must involve ourselves in doing so. Mwenye alichoma Kikuyu police station, saa hizi county commissioner anauliza hapa ati mnichengee ofisi. Tafutie pesa ya kujenga ofisi. Why should we be looking for public resources to build an office when we had built an office? Hii tabia imetoka hapa Kiambu. Hii Dagoretti police station yenye imechomwa. Hii hapo mpaka the neighborhood wanachoma mpaka bunduki. Hiyo mabunduki hii tabia ilitoka wapi? And suddenly Kiambu becomes a place of that kind of violence. Don't take anything for granted. Let us take every situation very seriously. Bure, let me tell you, when I was in the university, when Kibaki came to office, and then Murongaru, and then Nani came to this ministry, and then Michuki came to this ministry. And saizo gangs ilikuwa imejaa dunia. Watu walikuwa, they were living in fear. Si chief mnajua hiyo? Me, I am not born and brought up here, but at least nyinyi mko na hiyo experience. Mungetaka Kiambu hii ikue kama siku hiyo before Michuki? No, I want to hear. Do you want Kiambu to be like before Michuki? So, they say usipozipa ufa, utajenga nini? Unajua kuna mchezo tunaweza kuwa tunacheza hapa, ati tufurahishe wanasiasa. Ati it's our community. Ni vijana yetu. You think it's a game to fight up somewhere else from somewhere else. Eventually, watu kulala kwa manyumba becomes a problem. Me, I come from a place where banditry is a big issue. Yeah? If I don't do what Michuki did in Kerio Valley huko, will I retire to a place yenye watu wako? Nikikuwa hivi ati tupendane na wakora na nini. So you guys, you must be ruthless kwa gangs so that it cannot terrorize the people of Kiambu and East Central region. And I really beg you, if you play around with these politics that in vijana yetu, I see some people coming to have justification. There is no justification for having a parallel system of government where people are collecting taxes, where people are not sleeping in the house, where people are being intimidated, where somebody who has not worked on anything is taking revenue from somebody who has done his job. We have to be ruthless and we have to be serious in dealing with these gangs. Tumeelewana? Hamtujaelewana. Even the way you are responding, hatujaelewana. Tumeelewana? Yes, sir. Bado. Tumeelewana? Yes, sir. If we don't deal with this issue decisively, we will be blamed. You and me will be blamed for holding public office at a time when we allowed criminals to run amok in our country. So we must be serious. We can play about other things. Michezo ya mambo ingine tutafanya hiyo karata ya siasa ya nini. It doesn't matter. You know, this country is very interesting. You know? Usiweke siasa sana kwa hii maneno. So uliona jana mwenye alikuwa hapa ameingia pale, mwenye alikuwa pale analia huko, mwenye alikuwa yu. Lakini tukiwacha nchi, country, there is only one country called Kenya. And when it burns down, we will be running, all of us. It doesn't matter who was the president and who was a sweeper. We will all be running around as a country. And it starts small. Tutakuwa kama Haiti and other countries if we don't deal with this issue of gangs. So gangs, because Kiambu we have a problem, Nairobi we have a problem, Nakuru we have a problem, Kakamega we have a problem, we have dismantled Kakamega, Zimbaya, Kisumu we have a problem. We must not allow this. Nimewacha message kwa Nakuru and I'm waiting for the results. We cannot allow, and I am going to be waiting for the results from here. County commander and your team, we must dismantle everything. Where is the county commander? Or somewhere. We must be able to deal. Yes, madam. County commander and regional commander, you must do your job to sort out this issue of gangs, and let us be ruthless. And let's go for the individuals that are helping perpetuate this, especially extortion. Mtu anajifanya ni kamangira, lakini amejificha hapo, is collecting money from people's businesses, matatus and so forth. Let us be serious people. Let's protect our country. The last issue is gender-based violence. We have a problem in the country a creeping problem of gender-based violence. Watu wanapiga bibi zao. Alafu we want to normalize it that alikuwa na discipline bibi yake. Any form of an adult above 18 beating another adult, that is violence. Hakuna kitu. Hata siku hizi, even if you beat a child, it's also violence. We must face the problem of gender-based violence head on. But also kuna wanaume wanachapwa kwanza hapa. And especially women take advantage of their spouses kwa sababu wamepotelea pombe. Wakishalewa, pengine bwana zamani alikuwa anapika bibi. Sasa ameanza kuingia pombe, bibi amepata nafasi, ananyorosha bwana yake. Wazee kwa sehemu hizi wanalala chini ya kitanda. We must be able to deal with this issue. That is violence. It doesn't matter whether it was the husband or it was the wife. That is violence. Na mimi naomba nyinyi chiefs na OCS. OCS. Kuna OCS mzee akikuja kuripoti kwamba bibi yake amempiga, na mwambia rudia tena, ati umepigwa na nani? Wewe ni mwanaume aina gani? That is why we have gender desk. Gender desk is not for women alone. It's to serve both women and men. And we must be conscious of this fact. I was in Bomet the other day. It's a big problem there. Gender-based violence. We must not allow gender-based violence. That's why watu wanawawa. This is also a problem we face with our police officers. OCSs. Early warning. Ukiona officer mwenye ako na mental health challenges and is really complaining about 1, 2, 3, instead of waiting for him to use his gun to kill somebody else, let us resolve this problem early. Number, on the same issue, hakuna alternative dispute resolution for violence. Violence ikifanyika, OCS, kotini. Usiseme wacha tu wamesikizana. That's why we need continuous training of our OCSs. Ndio mtu asikuja kusema mkubwa, hao watu walikuwa wamepigana kweli lakini wamesikizana, wamesameana, tukawaachilia hawa. That is a crime against the state. And that applies the same to sexual violence. Defilement, yenye imezidi, yenye especially from kuna pedophiles. Especially family members, parents, fathers preying on their own children. That is an issue we must deal with. Tusiweke chini ya meza. Including using children, because it's an urban area, using children for prostitution purposes. That is something we must be ruthless about. That's why ulisikia juzi niliposikia hii story yenye ilikuwa Mai, we took it very seriously. Because that problem exists. It exists in many, especially urban areas and along the busy northern corridor. Bahati mbaya too, in the same documentary, some characters lied to the people who are doing the news, kwamba they were underage and they were overage. But it doesn't extinguish the fact that we are struggling with issues about sexual offenses, including defilement and also trafficking in women for purpose of sexual purposes. We must be able to deal with that issue and confront face to face. There is no kind of crime that we are going to condone. Tumeelewana ndugu zangu? Now, let me respond to a few issues that you have raised. Ya kwanza, and most of these things have been written. The rapporteurs are there. It will be contained in the report of for all of it. We are finishing this process before the end of next month, and the whole report. As I told you, many policies have been changed already, courtesy of these meetings. And as we progress, we are farming it up. We get few more ideas, but the report will capture the key issues of every county. Then we'll see how these issues are going to be addressed. I agree on terms of your welfare. You know that when we came in, the chiefs had stayed. I was shocked when we were in APTC Juzi. Yani the chiefs who have worked for 20 years, they've never been trained by anybody. You know? Wabi chief hapa mwenye hajawahi trainiwa for 15 years. Akisafu. Maybe Kiambu is better. Kuna mtu hajawahi kwenda this training yenye tunaenda sasa. Where are these? Yes. You see 50, you've done more than 15. How many? 12 years. Nani amefanya 15? 10 before training. Kiambu mkumbe mko sawa. Some places people have gone, even when we were in APTC, there were people who are 20 years, 15 years, 17 years. At least you are doing better. How many people who have stayed 8 years? Hawajakuwa trained. It is not a punishment. It was not your mistake. You are not, I've seen 8, 7 years, 7, 6, 5. So nyinyi wote, how many people have never been trained? Here, simama tu, simameni, just stand. People who are yet to go to Embakasi. It's not bad. It's not too bad. Some counties are worse. Please be seated. So when we came in, we realized we have 8,000 chiefs who have never been trained. And as I told you, you will finish this by December. So, and as soon as we finish the training, it will be followed by the necessary promotions that have been delayed. So ule chief alisema kwa hapa tupewe waiver, there is no need for waiver. Because now we have fast-tracked the training itself. For ACCs, wale ambao tuliwa train, wamebaki 300. We are going to finish. Munajua tukiwa graduation, His Excellency the President gave us the resources to complete the 300 of you to be trained and then be promoted. Mambo ya stagnation generally across the board. Nimewambia mambo ya police officers, what we have changed already, and I already explained to you earlier. We have a problem ya offices generally across the board. I appreciate we have one member of parliament here to represent the others. And one of the things that we need to work with, and I am supporter of NGCDF myself. Yeah, I've seen what it has done in education sector. And I think we are going to work together with members of parliament, and I told them Tuesday when I was in parliament that we restructure it so that we build our offices for chiefs, ACCs, na mambo ya police stations. We have some of the worst police stations in the country. We have many terrible police stations. Nana yako na police station in 1930s. Hapa. 30s. Ilijengwa 30s, 40s. 1950s. You're in 1930s, 40s, 50s, 60, 60 something. You can see, I've seen 70 something. Police station are 70 something, 80 something, 90 something. Then if you are beyond 90, you have a very good police station. So we have no problem here, police station in Kiambu, and we appreciate. We appreciate. Okay, the ones who don't have any police station in the first place. Yeah? You have a station of which years? Yeah, you see? Wakati nilikuwa nasema 60s, 50s, 40s, where will go happy? They are before independence. And a number of them, that is a challenge. It's one of the most ignored places. It's just because leaders never find themselves there. Me nilienda to my next police station, my next ward. Hey, I was shocked. It has 2 rooms. One near chief, room ya chief, the other near OCS. Alafu kwa chief iko na mahali imewekwa kachuma. Mtu akiwa arrested anafungiwa hapo wakati chief anafanya kazi yake ameketi hapo chini. Yeah? Hata sitaki kusema ya huyu DIG Lagat niliona kwa social media. Hata IG wetu anaitwa nani? Kanja. Aliniambia usitangaze sana yake, wacha angangane ajenge zishikwe. So in most of us we have ignored the police stations. It's important to build the right police stations so that we can be able to move forward. Mambo ya uniform meskia, including the police officers, the planned new uniform is going to be rolled out before the end of this year. Mambo ya offices, ya chiefs, we are also working to make sure that housing, the president directed that 17,000 houses be built within the police stations under the housing project. And that is something we are going to follow up so that when we roll out, or a number of our police stations will have at least the housing incorporated in it. Mambo ya licensing. Mheshimiwa Speaker. Deputy Governor, sorry. Madam Deputy Governor. How many members of County Assembly managed to come? Please. We have, oh, is that so? Mulikuja mukachelewa wapi? Naona mmejificha huko nyuma. We have a good number of leaders here. Thank you very much. We will be introduced later. The biggest problem we have at the moment is the license, Madam Deputy Speaker, Deputy Governor. We have a problem with the with the licensing. Na mmesikia watu wamesema. Yenyewe nimeambiwa hii shida they across the country, lakini Kiambu is gross. Yeah, it's worse in Kiambu here, and I'm sure it's worse when I go to Nairobi and also Muranga and these areas around Nairobi. You need to sit down as county assembly na watu wenu with public participation. You agree, you know, these are your voters. You need to agree how many bars can be licensed in a particular area in a manner that is responsive to the needs of the people, so that you can even be able to follow up. Licensing has become a big problem, and we can work this together out. You know, we can work out together because we are doing the enforcement. You need to amplify the role of the DCC in the sub-county, so that I know they have a role now in the carrying out, but you see the ultimate responsibility is for the county government. And this is an area that we have, if we have to help each other, we must, and it's coming out so many times across the place. Yeah. And then mambo ya protected affordable housing, national values, drugs, mambo ya mobility. We are doing the procurement, so by latest October or November there tutapata magari about 3,000. So what we'll do, we'll distribute it NGAO kidogo, police nyingi kidogo, prisons kidogo, like that, as we continue doing the procurement until we sort out this issue. And like someone has said here, let us have carpooling. For all these areas, we make sure that we do the what? The carpooling. And I like the statement made by the police officers that they work together. And I also agree with the ACCs. For the time being, if we can have at least one car in sub-county designated for the ACCs, then they can use it as we increase the fleet. You know, as we move to increase the fleet, we will put that into consideration. Mambo ya housing, nimesikia hiyo. Operationalization of the administrative units. Let me tell you where the challenge is. It's not difficult to do so. The problem is the budget. Do you know why nyinyi wote mnalia AIE? Because we increased the units without the budget increasing. And because of the pressure of recurrent expenditure within the national government, so unapata division yenye ilikuwa moja imegawiwa mara tatu. So ile AIE ilikuwa 50,000 ama 150,000 inarudi inakuja 50, inakuja 20, inakuja 15. Because the ultimate budget has not moved, yeah, commensurate to the number of the administrative units. So we are fighting for that. And you have to help us. We must all understand each other. As we roll out the administrative units, we roll out as we get the budget. And there are some that we are going to do this year based on the budget that we have just received. Very little amount of money, but we'll make sure that it is fairly distributed across the country based on the population and also the security challenges that is affecting every county. I agree on that, securing police stations. Mambo ya police officer with medical issues, I totally agree. And also, police officers being transferred closer to, as you, is it supposed to be the 5 years? Towards the end of your 5 years, unless you have a command responsibility, you are transferred closer to you, where you will retire. Ndio waanze kuzoana na watu wa kijiji yako. Si namna hiyo? So that has been going on, but we need to farm it up. But it's also true that kuna police officer hawataki kwenda huko. Unaona penye walikuwa wamekaa for 10 years, wamejenga kibanda hapo. So hataki kurudi penye nini, anataka kuretire hapo. So it is his own choice. Akisema awekwe karibu na Nairobi, it is his own choice. It's for us to support him, even though sometimes the family is complaining the other side kwamba hatuoni huyo mtu, hatuoni salary yake and so forth. But where he chooses is where the National Police Service is going to support. Also, police officer transfers. Tuliambiwa hiyo, unatransferiwa mahali, lakini wewe uko na watoto na wako shule, na unaambiwa songa haraka. I think a lot of care should be put in this kind of transfers, particularly female officers, so that you consider them, you take a reasonable time, especially tumeambiwa where their spouses, it is good to be within, a distance where they can be able to visit each other. Kuliko unachukua bibi yake anaenda Mandera, unachukua bwana yake aende Migingo. Inakuwa, all those distance. It's good to put a human face in terms of service. And the DIGs have had you, and the IG and other team had heard from elsewhere. Recruitment is coming up anytime from now. It's just a matter of weeks. Then that will increase our strength in the areas you have been having issues. We are working also to procure some motorcycles for you chiefs so that it can help you. Nasikia ile ya zamani imeisha. Kuna chief alituambia huko Nandi yake inapiga kelele kuliko helicopter. So one day alikuwa ameenda enforce ati watu wa kupiga chang'aa wanajua tu. Wasiposikia hiyo sauti wanaendelea na kazi yao. Sio sauti ikisikika wanafunga milango wanaondoka, akifika kuna mtu anaenda kushika, kumbe ni pikipiki ndio imeleta shida. We were also told about the ACCs and mobility, kwamba kuna madam alisema ACCs wamepotelea katikati ya powerful chief and powerful sub county DCC, na ana gari ana chochote na anaishi nyuma ya bar and hotel kibanda mahali. So we are working on those issues to see if you can also be accommodated. But also on the times of mobility, we try our best to make sure that we sort. Unajua Dio wa zamani alikuwa na Land Rover. Sikia kuna Dio. Lakini kumbuka pia huyo Dio wa zamani alikuwa Dio ya entire constituency. Entire constituency was Dio's jurisdiction. So when it was also reduced, this pressure niliambiwa na madam mwingine juzi alipelekwa akienda baraza na mtu ya bodaboda akaenda alipoona tu baraza imeketi mzuri hivi, sijui mtu ya bodaboda was excited akamwangusha kwa matope. So at the whole place wanahurumia madam ACC. So na yeye ndio alikuwa anangojewa, mtu ya maana sana alikuwa anangojewa na hiyo mkutano yote akuja asuluhishe shida ilikuwa kijiji ya mashamba. So mama moja tu akaonea huruma akafungia leso, na mtu alisikia tu mtu kwa mbali akisema huyu ataweza kweli kazi ameangushwa na nini. So we have to keep your job in dignity. Ama kule Makueni niliambiwa mwingine alienda na motorbike akaangushwa na mtu ya bodaboda, ati wananchi wakasema serikali imeanguka kwa sababu ya ile maana ienda. So we need to deal with mobility issues and so that these issues are dealt with. Mambo ya maintenance, enhancement of AIA, enhancing counseling services. We also want to make sure that counseling, they are already there. Watu wengi wamesema we need counselors in some county. Kuliko tukue tuna counselor moja kwa county attending to everybody. We will also put that into consideration in the next recruitment to make sure that we have enough counselors. Mental health continues to be a big challenge because of societal problems, and including pressure of economy and resources you have and all other things that people go through. We need to make sure that counseling services are also put in place. Capacity building and training. We've realized also that I've talked about NGAO, but also for police officers. We have agreed with the National Police Service that they must have continuous training for the police officers. And I like the proposal that it must be done at the local level, so that people don't have to go to Gikanjo to learn certain things, except of course things that require shooting range or drills and so forth. But continuous training for the police officers, especially at management level from OCS Kwanda Ju, is extremely important, and we are going to start this financial year with the little resources that we have. And that should include financial literacy, capacity building, human rights, and so forth. Chief inspectors, all allowances, and then being transferred near home, sema ISO, separation of rank, more vehicles, NGCDF, infrastructure. Prisons also have the same problem, yeah, mobility and also building of infrastructure. And we can work with prisons. Hii ofisi yetu tukijenga, tutamwambia commissioner hapa aweke furniture. Alafu tunamlipa in a system that we can be agree, because also they produce the furniture. It will be very important for us to do so. mambo ya IPOA. As I gave my directions on use of force, if you have used force to protect yourself or protect the life of another citizen, there is nothing to fear. Na nimeambia IG, he must provide legal services to all police officers that are being taken into a legal process for doing the right thing, either to protect themselves or protect their own lives or a life of another person. And in the normal course of duty, anything you do within the law, even if you have used force, but within the defining principle of the law, and I broke down all those, issues, we will always stand by you. But if you pick a gun now, pick a tum to risasi buri, buri. I don't want to use which case because some cases are going on in court. But if you pick a gun and pick a innocent citizen, because they were in Mandamano, napiga mtu risasi, it's not a justification. Yeah, the fact that they were in Mandamano is not justification. You must be having a threat to your life or a life of another citizen, and that we will protect you. Or you are a police officer, watu wamekuja wanataka kuchukua bunduki kwa amari. You can't just sit there and watch. If that person gets that gun, how many people is he going to kill, with that gun? So you must protect life, but and these are not things that are new to you. You've been trained as police officers, and that nobody is going to have any problem with that. Mambo ya ICT equipment, we are working also with Konza Technopolis and the Ministry of ICT, with CS Kaboko and the team, to see how we are going to equip your offices. The equipment you have been given is now obsolete, and it was given more than 15 years ago. It's important that we replenish, and we are working on that, and pass Beverly Nobora here is on top of that. Yeah, and then number of vehicles, more polytechnic talent support. I want to say I agree with the youth who have said here that we need jukwaa la usalama for universities and colleges. We have a crisis there. And once I finish this county thing, I will come for you. I will come, we do it together, Nitaita baraza for colleges and universities. We have a very damning report from NACADA about the state of drug abuse within the universities, and these characters are targeting our colleges. There are things we have to work together. But also I've already directed that sub-county security team must co-opt dean of students of colleges and universities where they are, and the student leaders to attend a security meeting so that they can work together to see how they secure our colleges and the universities. So as the student presidents here, if you are invited to sub-county security meeting, please attend so that we can work together to secure our colleges and the universities. As a national policy also, we have agreed that where there are colleges and universities, we must provide police post or a police station, because that's a new population. For example, you build an institution like this, we have been told the students are 10,000. And some of them, especially the TTIs, they are new. At least this one was also there, you saw it growing. But in some places, you just go and establish new university. Then suddenly students are 10,000 or 20,000. What do you do with that community? That community is not used to that number. It increases crime rate around the place. We have agreed that every government project that leads to exponential growth of population should also be accompanied by a security plan, which includes establishing both a police station or a police post so that it can help the local community, and we will do that. Mambo ya village elders, I signed the CAB memo this week. So it's now going round, approved by Treasury, and then I will take it to Cabinet, Ikisha. We'll see how to deal with village elders. We are not saying we are employing elders. We just want to facilitate the work they are already doing to make sure that they do the good job. But also kuna sasa wakora wakisikia kuna airtime yenye itakuja ya village elders, wanaanza kujiita village elders. That's the problem also. But we have to deal with those who have been sacrificing for many years to be village elders. Kiambu County, again, this is for county. You need at least to have one public rehabilitation center, because we have many problems here. The rehabs that are in Kiambu here are private owned. You know, so people come from all over the country to Limuru and other places. We need a local, whatever, rehab, and you can work with NACADA. Build the infrastructure, they can help you technically to see how to establish and train. Because we need to rehabilitate the people who are addicted. Not necessarily those addicted by drugs or bad alcohol. Sometimes there are people who are addicted even with the beer that they buy from shops and wines and whatever drinks, all kind of drinks here. I went to the rehabilitation center in Miritini, and the people there are struggling. You find senior government officials who are being rehabilitated there. Lawyers, doctors, nurses, engineers, people who are being so na hata tukiulizana kwa hii hapa, kuna mtu hapa ajui ya relative mwenye ana struggle na pombe? So all of us here tuko na hiyo shida. So in every county, you need at least a rehab center that is public. The good thing with the public rehab center is that it's not driven by profit. So when you treat people, you treat wapone waende. Ndio wasiharibu public resources. Lakini private one, sometimes they treat you, you are left at some point, you come back, you pay more money, you come back, you pay more money. We urgently need in our country at least one rehab center in every county. CS to convene stakeholders meeting for mambo ya Del Monte, nimesikia hiyo Nyambura will agree, incorporate, and also in the sub-county security team, border people are extremely important. They need to be included in sub-county security team. Mambo ya street children, I've had you, and then mental health issues, I've had you. And so forth, and the meeting with student leaders. Wale wako na, we have about 90 chiefs who are now on contract because of how public service works. And because you have raised this issue, I am going to engage the Public Service Commission to see if they can be P&P. Because the principle of public service is everything, applies even to teachers. At 45 and above, you cannot be hired for permanent and pensionable. It has to be a contract, but we will discuss with Public Service Commission to see how they can help us. And then your pending cases, your chiefs appointed, na bado hawajapewa salary, about 602. You know, 419 already with Public Service Commission. We are trying to push those ones to be paid. But by September, as I promised, I want to make sure that all of them are sorted. Wapate salary yao kuliko watu waendelee kuumia kupita hapo. So tuwachie hapo jameni. Yeah? Si mambo mengine tutafuatilia from there. Let me say this, that we truly appreciate this time you've given us. We know we are now wiser and better in terms of working together. And without much ado, I will be giving later the DIGs to say something and the commissioner to say something at the end. I want now to give this, and we try our best. How many, who is the most senior MCA? Do you have the leader, the speaker, the whip? Ama, you are leaderless and tribeless. So now that you are leaderless and you volunteer one person to introduce the rest. Kuna host MCA hapa? Hakuna hata host MCA. Ako busy kwa assembly. Ruth ndio mmechagua. So Ruth, karibu. You will introduce all the MCAs present. Alafu uongee on their behalf. Na ukaribishe Mheshimiwa Simon, mbunge wa Ruiru, aseme neno na akaribishe senator ndio amalizwe na deputy governor. Karibu Mheshimiwa.
Thank you so much. I want to ask all the members of County Assembly to come forward. I can see them at the end, at the far end. Kindly step up, Aju.
Yeah.
All right. I'll say their names here. This is all. Oh, all right. Thank you. You can say your name.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Susan Boro from Thika.
Good afternoon. Naitwa Rebecca Nyarwai Kiai from Limuru Sub-County. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Shiko Muturi, and I'm a nominated member. In 30 seconds, Waziri, as you have mentioned that you're having the recruitment coming up soon, one of the things I would request quickly is when there was a directive that the president gave a while back, I think 2023, about the absorption of the NYS people. So I would request you that you would please have that the directive follow to the latter, because those who leave NYS, sometimes they just come back to the community and they have nothing to do. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Patrick Garoya, MCA that is elected Gesha Tigoni Ward, and I'm also the chairman Trade, Investment and Industries. We want to register our apologies, Bwana Waziri. We had vetting that we were conducting at the assembly, plus other activities. In fact, most of our honorable members are in the chamber because we had other activities. And I want to assure you, Bwana Waziri, there is a lady in my land that donated, in my ward, that donated 1 acre. And the specification for that lady is that we are only supposed to do a rehab. So I want to assure you, the land is there for free. I will visit the NECADA offices so that we can have a public rehab. Kwa hivyo, Bwana Waziri, tumekushukuru sana because of this forum, and we are happy and we want to assure you, tuko nyuma yako na tuko nyuma ya rais. Na uambie rais asante sana kwa kushikilia vijana wetu wa Harambee Stars. Mungu awabariki.
Asante sana Waziri. My name is Kongo Smart Wawa Jiko, MC elected Kiambu in Gatodo South, and Tujibebe wa Kenya Party. I want to recognize my mother-in-law. She's here. Salimiana. Alinipatia msichana mzuri. Asante.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Zipora Ndua, nominated MCA Githunguri.
Good evening. I'm Ann Kariuki, nominated MCA Ruiru. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. All protocols observed. My name is Esther Wambo Inyaga, nominated MCA from Thika.
Good afternoon, Waziri, and all protocol observed. I'm Christopher Ireri, aka Mkuu, MCA, elected at Limuru Sub-County, Bibirion Ward. Thank you.
All protocols observed. My name is Grace Wanjiro Hinga, aka Mamayo, elected member of the County Assembly representing the great people of Kabete in Kabete Sub-County. And I'm happy, Waziri, you have mentioned about rehabilitation. 2 years ago, I lost my son, the first son. It is painful to all mothers out there. And I know when it comes to rehabilitation, we are talking about the lives of our children. And I can see, Waziri,